All right, everybody, welcome to Black Magic Forkery, brought to you one final time by the Captain Sparkles 2 YouTube channel. Main channel stuff should be resuming tomorrow, but still, this channel has the most amount of hours of gameplay content going up of any channel by a large margin. Look at this, 1 hour 34, 3 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours and 18 minutes. So if you ever run through all the main channel content or you're bored, feel free to check it out. Let's start off with number 19. OnePlus 8 Pro's color filter camera can see through some plastic. This video brought to you by OnePlus 8 Pro, hashtag sponsor. How can a camera see through plastic though? What the heck? Does that mean like there's some amount of transparency in that casing? Or is there some straight up X-ray going on here, dude? Get your hand out of the way. Or you're gonna melt it or something. You gotta wear like a lead protective covering on your hand with, what the heck? How does that work? I need to know. Is there some kind of transparency in the plastic that you can see through with this? Or is it just, what? Okay, I don't get it. Man, this brings back memories when I think Sony released night vision cameras that could see through clothes. Excuse me, what? A two-sided piece of artwork. Is that something that, you know, you have to see through it using the OnePlus 8 Pro camera, and then you can see the other side of the artwork? Wait, what is that even? What is it? What the? That's pretty cool. Oh, what the heck? And then it reflects differently on the other side. How do you even plan that out? How do you do that without a projector? I don't understand, dude. That would be really cool to do something like that in a floor. Like you redo a floor and then you enamel over it and you can see from... Actually be really cool inside a garage or something. Like you have an image of one car from one side and then another car from the other side. I think that would be pretty awesome. Try it out. Cover the sides to go slower. Cover the middle to go faster. Okay, all right, here we go, folks. Cover the middle to go fast and the sides to go slow. That must look so dumb right now, but it is actually working. I mean, it's kind of this, it's the same sort of thing, right? As when you look out a car window, you get the parallaxing, where things that are really close to the car are just like zooming by, and then you look at the mountains in the background and they're moving really slow. So I assume it's kind of a similar sort of thing. Like you cover the mountains in the background and all of a sudden everything outside the car looks like it's moving really fast, and you cover that and it looks like you're going really slowly. So I think it's the same sort of principle there. 3D printed Mobius gears. Is this real? This totally looks like a 3D animation. If this is actually real, how is it so pristine? It looks like a render, but also, okay, so Mobius gears. I mean, each gear only has one side? No, wait a minute. Follow the trajectory of the... Oh, bro, what the hell? Bro, all the gears connect to... Trace the path of the gear. It's so when you like have a strip of paper and then you connect it, but you flip one side 180, that's like what a Mobius strip is. But he did it with gears, and this is all a continuous connection of gears, even though it looks like two different circles. That's some mind-bending stuff. Is this real though? This looks like the 3D render that maybe the model that went to print, but if that's legit, what the heck? How is it so pristine? That one cool teacher. What? Is he just like holding fire in his hand? How does the fire keep getting like bigger and smaller? All right, well, okay. All right. I'd be panicking a little bit. I'm very surprised he can get away with that in this day and age. I just have this feeling someone's gonna see this clip, a parent, and be like, you can't pour fire on the ground with my kids in class, okay? This is an unsafe learning environment. And then he's gonna get a stern talking to from the administration, and then he's not gonna be able to do cool lectures and demonstrations anymore, and I'm gonna be sad about that. This crazy ace rainbow art installation. I can't tell Now, is it just a bunch of string? I think it's just a bunch of string that's getting pulled across this cube frame thing. It probably looks even weirder just because of it being such thin lines that are having to be converted into being displayed through pixels on a computer display. It would probably look a little bit easier to keep track of and less like motiony and fluidy if you saw it in person, as you don't see in pixels, obviously. So it's like when you see someone wearing a stripy shirt on TV or on a live stream or something like that, and you get all the artifacting and stuff. It's probably the same sort of thing happening. It still looks pretty cool though. Alpaca appears to be breathing fire on a cold morning. That's pretty cool. It's a little known fact, but alpacas actually are a long distant descendant of dragons. Dragons, they were around, during the Middle Ages, obviously. It's contested, but we know the truth. Dragons used to exist about 1,000 years ago, and then it was just really quick evolution. They ended up as alpacas and llamas. Kind of anticlimactic, but, on a cold morning, you can still see that fiery breath. Hydrophobic water. Pardon me, but what is hydrophobic water? I don't know what hydrophobic water means. I'm gonna need an explanation. It's gotta be like, it's a hydrophobic surface, right? And then, all right, Mickey Mouse water. And then as soon as you get it onto a surface that's not hydrophobic, then it will... How could you do that to the water, dude? You're just chopping the poor water in half. Think of the water. Poor thing, dude. It's trying to live its life, and you're just out there chopping it. Why does it look like the surface must be really, really cold? I mean, he's wearing a glove, which makes me think either the surface is really, really cold or it's not water. Maybe it's not water, and it's actually a very toxic substance. And I'd be even more terrified to learn, like, this is just HF. Really high molarity HF, and he's just kind of playing around with it. It is really cool, though. I need an explanation. Let's find out the explanation here. Please tell me what this is. Good, now Disney will take your video down for that unexpected Mickey Mouse. I want the explanation. Please give to me. How can water be hydrophobic? Good God, is that what people think? Water's not hydrophobic. The title doesn't really make sense, but I don't know if it is water, but it's just the table, and no one's explaining anything. Clearing the pool. Is this like a gigantic version of the soap and pepper surface tension experiment thing that we did back in school? What was it? You like cover the surface of water in, like, you sprinkle some pepper on it, and then you take a toothpick, you dip it in soap, and then you dip it into the water, and it just, like, all the pepper, I forget if it falls through or if it scatters to the edge, but either way, it's really cool. And that science experiment is almost what got me into, like, uploading YouTube videos, except it wouldn't have been YouTube at the time. It would have been something else. I forget what the site was. And I almost, like, they had some way that you could, if you got 20,000 views on that site, you get like $10. And I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do cool science experiments that people are going to love watching, because no one's going to have ever seen this before. And I was ahead of my time. Lycopodium Power. Power. It's gonna be another thing. We're gonna do the thing where you put the toothpick in. Oh, what the heck? That's so cool. It, like, doesn't even get wet. Man, hydrophobic stuff just all over this month's subreddit. Every time I look at this subreddit, I'm like, I should have made it. I could still make a science YouTube channel, okay? It's never too late to add a new one to the collection. Burning pollen. This looks like something out of a movie. What the heck? wild. This was explained in a repost on a different sub. There's a lot of fluffy plant material on the grass. The easiest way to clean it up so it doesn't unalive the lawn is to set fire to it. It's densely coated enough that the fire spreads easily. It's very light and airy, so the fire doesn't burn hot enough to set anything else alight or unalive the grass. What? Look, it just splits around the tree and then it rejoins up. That's really cool. So the grass would be unalived if it weren't for the fire? And it looks so pristine afterwards. I wonder if you could coat yourself in this and then you light it and then you just have a fire just whoosh, up your own body. Shedding UV light on a pigeon. I don't know why UV light is in quotations, but okay. What in the heck? This pigeon's like, what are you doing to me? It almost looks like characters. Like it looks like on the other side, it almost looks like Japanese characters or something like that. I don't know, or Chinese characters. I obviously cannot read Japanese or Chinese, and so it'd be like someone else who doesn't know Latin characters saying that some other squiggles look like Latin characters. But what, you get what I'm trying to say, okay? You get what I'm trying to say. Poor pigeon got pigeon napped on the ground. I hope you gave it some breadcrumbs or something for its troubles. It's so calm though. Why is it so calm, dude? Can I just go and pick up a pigeon? Probably be very dirty. Damn, I shouldn't do that. It'd be kind of gross. Plasma gun Forkery. Oh, dude, these are so cool. Is that? Oh, it's actually gonna knock over the bottles. I feel like I've seen a similar thing before, but this guy just looks like, he just looks like the person who should be handling something like this. This could be a new character in Call of Duty Zombies, and the plasma rifle is like a new weapon. The new Wonder Waffle that'll just like, dude, it'll one plasma thing will bounce from zombie to zombie and take them all down. This is the one that you have to collect the parts and craft on the crafting table. I only want to play it, though, if this is the guy that I'm playing as, because he fits the part so well. I guess that's one way to wash your glassware. Okay, what? I, too, like to light my plates on fire in order to clean them. There's so much with, like, fire, and I don't know if there's any hydrophobia going on in here. Okay, but here is my assumption as to what is going on. That the lighting on fire of the inside of the glass, whatever chemical reaction takes place, I don't know if he has the inside of the glass coated in something flammable, but it ends up at a lower pressure after it burns, and therefore, obviously, the atmospheric pressure is going to push up the liquid inside of the tub up into the glass jar and clean it. I guess. I'm assuming that's what's happening there, and it's not that he's just set a reaction that causes the liquid itself to bubble up. It's my assumption. I could be wrong, but pressure does cool things. Chicken being grown in the duck eggshell. Is this the one that we saw before? I think this is the one that we see, unless this is somebody like recreates it. Is this another? Do people just do this regularly? Okay, I think this is different, because we've seen this before, but I don't know if it was this one. Maybe it just started later on in the clip when we saw it last time, but I don't even understand how you just like injected life into an empty egg and then it just happened. Like, would that just be weird to be able to just look up while you're developing? What? It's different. This isn't the same one. I think this is a different one. This is just a thing people do, is they just take empty eggs and then they make life in them. How do you do this? How do you just create life inside of a store-bought egg using a couple... You just inject a few little liquid dots and then life happens. I don't get it. I don't where did the life happen here? Trying to figure out where in the process the life happened. Like, you just... I guess you just took the other egg and you transferred the eggs. Poor duck was like, I was totally fine with my eggshell, my original eggshell. But okay, I guess I'll grow up here in this chicken eggshell where I don't have a roof over my head. Thanks for that. It's crazy. I guess it's just injecting nutrients into it. Removing ice from water. This just looks very cold. That's pretty cool. I wonder how it ends up forming that way. It doesn't really inspire a great deal of confidence in the idea of walking on a frozen lake, which is something I've never done before because I'm way too terrified of it. I've seen too many things, too many stories, too many videos of people falling into the ice, and I just don't want to deal with it. But still, that doesn't seem very stable. I don't know, maybe you're standing on it, it's fine, but... Dude, that seems like a really nice ice cube to put inside of a cocktail or something like that. Just take one of those individual things. That'd be really cool, actually, if you had a bar that was like right on the lake there, and in the winter you just kind of fish the ice out, shatter it, and then you just stick the ice inside of a cocktail. That'd be really cool. And the top for the last month. This guy is a time traveler. Some Final Destination short. Okay. What have we got here? Oh, wait, wait, did we see this one? I think we saw this one before. Can't remember what subreddit. We can't cut it, though, because it's the top post here. And now the third highest post of all time, and that's as of 14 days ago, so it may have gotten higher. You just gotta wonder, like, was he tapping him on the shoulder for some completely different reason, and then it just coincidentally saved him? Well, he's gonna be looking over his shoulder for the rest of his life now, because he's like, well, that was gonna unalive me, and now Unalive is gonna be very upset that I didn't go when it was my time. Hopefully the dude has never seen the Final Destination movies, because otherwise he's gonna be real paranoid for just about forever. Anyway, that's it for the last month of Black Magic Forkery. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you like. Check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch more of this. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and that's it. Also, Kevin Sparkles too, if you're interested. Thanks to our sponsor, me. I'll see you next time.